Across my coaching clients and my followers, a question that I get asked often is, how do I calculate my calorie needs? So I have it all written down for you. The first term that I want you to become familiar with is BMR. BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. I'm going to use myself for example. My BMR is 1500. Most people's BMR falls between 1500 and 2000. BMR is just a fancy way of saying how many calories does it take to keep the lights on if you were to go into a coma. So let's think baseline here. Which, by the way, yes, our bodies burn calories, and more than just how your Apple Watch says that you burn calories. Which, by the way, do not rely on those things to tell you how many calories your body has burned. They are 35 to 40% inaccurate, hence to why most people will use those things and wonder why they're not losing weight after it's told them they've burned 600 to 900 calories a day. They'll go home and try and eat those calories back up and wonder why they can't lose weight eating in a calorie deficit. Use those things to calculate and to count your steps, not to track your calories. But back to BMR. BMR is just, look at it like, how many calories does it take to sustain you? Fun fact, your brain uses 20% of those calories. Your heart pumping, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs. Your body has to burn calories just to keep you alive. From the moment you came out of your mother's womb, your body has been burning calories. Next, we have TDEE. This stands for total daily energy expenditure or maintenance calories. Both of these words are interchangeable. My TDEE, I get kind of tongue twisted when I try and say that word, and my maintenance calories is 2100. That is my BMR plus everything else that I do throughout the course of 24 hours. Calories burned come from 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. Up next, the second area, we went over the BMR. Now we're going to move on to our NEAT. NEAT is a fancy way of saying non-intentional daily exercise movements. For example, as I move my hands while I speak and explain this information to you, nodding my head, getting up and walking into my house to get a bottle of water, going to the bathroom, changing your baby's diapers. All these little non-intentional daily exercise movements throughout the course of 24 hours burns about 200 calories. The third area is the thermic effect of food. Notice how I got protein circled in red. The thermic effect of food is just a fancy way of saying yes, our bodies have to burn calories to digest calories. No matter how shitty a diet is, one commonality that they all have is a big emphasis on protein intake. But now please, do not misunderstand me. You still need carbs and you need fats. Do not remove either macronutrient, carbs, fats, and proteins. But just look at protein as like a credit card that offers you 35% cashback rewards. And who doesn't like that? Our bodies have to work extra hard to digest protein. Protein also helps you to build lean muscle mass, helps cut out a lot of unnecessary cravings, it keeps you fuller longer. It also helps you to hold on to lean muscle mass, thereby keeping your calorie burn higher at rest. So for example, if I want to take a rest day from the gym, on my rest days, when I'm laying around in bed enjoying TV with my husband, my calorie burn is a lot higher than, let's say, if I was sedentary and just did not have as much muscle mass. Now, lastly, and contrary to popular belief, the one that accounts for the absolute least, and which, by the way, all of these, okay, our NEAT, the thermic effect of food, all of them on average burns about 200 calories, okay? Exercise burns about 200 calories as well, give or take. Always look at weightlifting as a long-term investment. Cardio is good for heart health. It also puts you into a deeper calorie deficit, long as you don't make the mistake of doing cardio and going home and trying to eat up those calories. Some people do cardio so they can eat more calories, and that can work too, but it can also be kind of tricky. Try it for a while and see what works for you. But look at weightlifting as a long-term investment. Whereas true enough, you can burn about 200, maybe even 300 calories doing cardio. Weightlifting will probably burn about 150 calories. It's just all according to how hard you're working. But the reason why I say weightlifting is a long-term investment is because long after you're done, when you leave the gym, the next day or two and even 3, your body is fighting hard to repair those muscle tissues that you tore up in the gym with heavy weightlifting. So your body has to burn calories doing that long after the workout is done. So when you're at home resting and sleeping, your calorie burn is higher. So now let's say that you're someone that, goes on the TDEE calculator and you do your maintenance calories and it comes back like 1800 and you don't like that very much. Always remember, the only way to make this number bigger, which means yes, you can eat more if this number's bigger. Even if you go into a deficit, you won't have to cut down as many, or let me say as much, which by the way, in order to go into a deficit, you would need to subtract anywhere from 100 to 500 calories from this number. And if you want to go into a calorie surplus, which is to gain weight, you would need to eat above 100 to 500 calories above this number. But back to what I was saying, let's say you put all your information in the TDEE calculator and it comes up a low number. If you want to improve this number, you need to work on these 3 things, okay? Your NEAT, non-intentional daily exercise movement. Take the stairs and not the elevator. Park further back in the parking lots. Go on walks. Do more yard work. Walk on the treadmill. Change your diet. And of course, you need to have a regular exercise routine. This number right here is your metabolism, and you can improve it by creating a better version of yourself. The only way to truly improve this number is by becoming fatter, which we don't want that, or by becoming stronger and putting on lean muscle mass. And like always, I hope that this video helps.